Folks, selling today, it's very different than what it used to be. I'll tell you what's changed and then get into the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending September 6, 2023. If you're on the market today or thinking of getting on the market, look, a lot has changed from months ago. It used to be you put your, there's a lot involved in putting a listing together, but you put your listing together, you're on the market, you get a bunch of showings, and 5, 10 showings, you'd get an offer, you negotiate, simple. But today, in this climate, there's a lot more properties on the market. So sellers, you're competing with other properties, more so today than at any other time during the course of the last year. You're competing with more sellers. Competition has a way of suppressing prices, not elevating prices. And most sellers understand this. What sellers need to understand today is that some of those other sellers you're competing with in your neighborhood, some of them are desperate sellers. And we see more desperate sellers today than at any other time over the last 2-3 years. There's far more desperate sellers today. So you're competing against these desperate sellers. And just like when a property, when the market is heading upwards and a property sells at a certain price higher than market value, all the sellers point to that and think, oh, I should get more. Well, what do you think happens with one of these desperate sellers sells for lower than market because they have to sell for whatever reason, they have to sell, and we're in a declining market, it suppresses prices. So sellers understand some of these people you're competing with, there's a good chance they are desperate sellers. And to make that whole situation worse, the buyers today, they think every seller is a desperate seller. And you'll see it in the offers that come in the showings that come in, the few showings that come in. So selling today, it's not so easy. It's not so simple. Strategy is so important. Who you hire is so important. You really got to take time, if you're going to sell, to do it properly. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling or buying, it's really simple. Below this video, in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Folks, have a look at this 3.6 acre property in one of the most exclusive areas of King in the Fairfield Estates neighborhood. Check out the video at the end of this video. Let's have a look what's happening here. Here's a summary of Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Markham for detached properties only for week ending September the 6th. Now, September 6th, I've got to say, Labor Day weekend was right in the middle of that. Now, Labor Day weekend and the week prior to Labor Day and during Labor Day, that's kind of like the Christmas holiday season break. It wreaks havoc with the numbers. We're going to start off with Vaughan. This is, again, for detached properties only for week ending September the 6th. 9 detached properties were sold. That's it, just 9. 3 of those, 1/3 of those sales were at $2 million or more. Average sold price shot up to $1,742,000. 1,742 is 15% higher than where we were a year ago. The median price of 1,753 is 24% higher than where we were a year ago. Remember what I said about Labor Day weekend and wreaking havoc with the numbers. 9 were sold, 22% sold at list price or more. Listings are up. Now, we expect listings to be higher. When we close off August, there's lots of properties that came off the market, canceled, terminated, expired. Lots of sellers also were on the fence that didn't even come onto the market, waiting for the summer to finish to come on the market come September. So typically September, we see an onslaught of listings. And if you watch the Toronto video this week, you saw Toronto had an increase of 79% more listings 1 week to the next. It was a tidal wave of new listings. York region, we see more listings. Not such a high percentage, but we're seeing more listings. We went from 51 to 58, not so dramatic. Months of inventory shot way up, but remember, sales went down to 9. Let's not take this as the new norm. Let's wait to see over the 1-2 weeks how months of inventory really plays out. Here's Richmond Hill. 16 detached properties were sold. 16 has kind of been fairly normal since the beginning of August, the end of July. 3 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price came down to $1,827,000. 1,827 is 8% higher than what it was a year ago. The median price of 1,694 is 3% higher than what it was a year ago. 16 were sold. 44% of those, it's not a lot, sold at list price or more. Listings went up a bit more than what the percentage was for the Vaughan region. Excuse me. So listings up from 39 to 52. We're expecting to see more listings. Months of inventory now sitting at 3.5 months of inventory. Pretty much a balanced market in Richmond Hill. Here's Markham. 16 detached properties were sold, which is about normal, what we've seen over the last few weeks. 2 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price came down to $1,677,000. 1,677 is 2% lower than what it was a year ago. The median price is 9% lower than what it was a year ago. 16 were sold, a quarter, 25%. So 4, that's it, sold at list price or more. Listings went from 36 to 46. Now, Toronto, the city of Toronto, listings went up 79%. We're not seeing that kind of mass increase in York region. Maybe we will in the coming weeks. Months of inventory for Markham sitting at 3.1 months of inventory. Here's condos for all of York region. 21 condos were sold. 2 of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price went up quite a bit to $758,000. 758 is 3% higher than where we were a year ago. The median price is 4% lower than where we were a year ago. 21 were sold, 29% sold at list price or more. Listings, thank you. We're seeing a 50% increase in listings for condos. This is condo apartments across York region. This is what we expect from August going into September. We expect more listings, and these are the kind of jumps in listings we're expecting to see. Months of inventory sitting at 6.1, and again, it's Labor Day weekend. Hey, we need to, over the next week or so, we're going to see how months of inventory really kind of levels out. Here's a quick summary. Months of inventory, they're way up there. It's high. Pretty much a balanced market. In some areas, it's going to feel like a buyer's market. It all depends your price point, what you're looking to buy, and the neighborhood you're looking in. Thanks for watching. Now check out this awesome private 3.6 acre lot.
Welcome to Fairfield Estates, one of the most prestigious neighborhoods in York region. Now, this residential lot is one of the largest at 3.6 acres, and it sits high above the rest of the neighborhood. If you want everybody to kind of see what you're up to, this isn't for you, this lot, because this lot is totally private. Have a look.